for joining us today at the first ever virtual MBAS. We're incredibly excited to be talking about the brand new updates to the Power Platform in this session. We're going to be talking about how you can empower your organization to do more with the Power Platform. My name is Charles Lamana. I'm CVP around Power Apps, Power Automate AI Builder, and I'm joined by Arun Ulag, who's the CVP of Power BI. Before we dive into all the new exciting news and updates, I first want to talk about why Microsoft is so excited about the Power Platform. At its core, it's because things are changing dramatically for enterprise application development, BI, and automation. In the next 5 years, there'll be more applications built than in the last 40 years. Over 500 million apps will be created. The demand for mobile apps as part of this is growing 5 times faster than IT can satisfy. There's a huge and growing backlog of applications. Additionally, even if companies want to hire more developers, they can't do it. 86% of organizations struggle to find technical talent to go create and solve these digital problems. And of course, 85% of organizations are struggling to analyze their unstructured data. So just huge demand, huge gaps, and more important than ever to find ways to move quicker and empower new and different types of users to become developers. And that's where low code comes in. In the next 4 years, Gartner predicts that 65% of all enterprise application development will move to low code. And that's where Power Platform shines. It's the single low code platform across all of Microsoft for Office 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, as well as your standalone applications. It includes 4 compelling, incredibly strong individual products: Power BI for analyzing data, Power Apps for creating web and mobile applications without having to write any code, Power Automate for robotic process automation and digital process automation, and Power Virtual Agent, the newest addition to go create chatbots, all without having to write code, host VMs, or manage infrastructure. All this is powered by common components like the Common Data Service, AI Builder, and the Data Connectors to provide a single integrated solution to go solve enterprise application development needs in a very fast and rapid way, whether it's professional developer, IT pro, or a citizen developer or business user inside the company. And we've been very fortunate to see incredible adoption over the last year. 97% of the Fortune 500 now uses the Power Platform to solve their business needs, whether that's applications, BI, automation, and more. And beyond the Fortune 500, which of course I care about, what I'm super excited about is the amazing community that is flourishing around the Power Platform. And I know a ton of you are listening to the call today, and I really thank you for your time. But there's over 1.6 million active monthly community members. We have hundreds of independent user groups around the globe. If you go to a major city, there's almost certainly a Power Platform user group there. There's a huge number of conference attendees, thousands upon thousands, and now with the brand new virtual conference format, tens of thousands, and I'm sure we'll break 100,000 in no time. And of course, we have the additional Power Platform champions and fire starters, who are the particularly active community members who are really key to going and helping our customers and our users adopt and learn more about the Power Platform. And if you aren't already involved in the community and you're watching today, please check it out. It's available online right inside of all the products. And it's a great way to go learn more, give back, and find a set of people that can help you move faster. And for that community, and based on the great feedback from that community and our customers, we have a ton of amazing announcements today at MBAS. We have the mixed reality capabilities inside of Power Apps, which you saw in James' keynote already. We have robotic process automation, so you can easily digitize and automate those legacy applications which don't have APIs and can only be consumed and leveraged through Windows UI automation. We also have Power Virtual Agent and a whole host of new chatbot capabilities. But my 2 favorite new additions at MBAS is the Common Data Service now supports direct query inside of Power BI, so you can get real-time views and without having to worry about refresh or security. And you can now use T-SQL, therefore SQL Server Management Studio, any framework, and so on, to connect to the Common Data Service and write queries. And I'll dig into some of these and show it in a demo, but a lot of big announcements and enhancements today. Talking about the T-SQL endpoint, you can see that all the SQL tooling that you already know and love will just work as a result of this new feature. You can open up SQL Server Management Studio to walk the UML. You can go look at the tables, the columns. You can also go write very complex queries, all using the tools you already know and love. And what's great is it's not like you're connecting directly to the database underneath the Common Data Service. you're connecting to the common data service. So authentication, authorization, plugins, rules, all that advanced capability that you want in the common data service is readily available to you right inside of those SQL tooling you already know and love. And this is the foundation for tons of other new updates that we announced today, like the Power BI direct query capability. This is the same endpoint that behind the scenes Power BI is using. So you can now get real-time updates, real-time views, real-time slicing, reporting, and so on inside of Power BI desktop, as well as reports and dashboards on that common data service data. That means security just works because it's still running through CDS and supports SSO, which means that all your filtering, all of your trimming, all of your field level security, it just works inside the report. Gone are the days for Dynamics 365 customers or Power Apps customers where you have to go export all your data to a warehouse and then do security trimming on top of it. You can just go directly to CDS. And behind the scenes, we have all kinds of great technology like creating read replicas and so on, so that you can build these reports without having to worry about taking down your transactional system. And it's not just the reporting, but also the understanding of the CDS data inside of Power BI. Relationships, the way GUIDs are represented, option sets, they're all simplified. So you can very easily build reports and dashboards on top of all your common data service data without having to worry about recreating all the logic you already know when you say use CDS inside of Power Apps or Dynamics 365. We think this is going to be a game changer. And I'd say if we were in person, I would hope that we get a little bit of a standing ovation right now, but I'll just do it alone in my living room. So another great update is the RPA capabilities. About a month ago, we announced that all the robotic process automation functionality is now generally available inside of Power Automate. That means you have a UI flows connector, which is just like any other connector inside of Power Automate. It also means that you can record mouse inputs, keyboard inputs, and a bunch of other capabilities when you do the recording functionality for UI flows, allowing you to go interact with legacy applications across the board. And all of this is packaged up in an enterprise-ready solution, so you can easily monitor and debug issues as they arise and after the fact. And one of the neatest features about this is you can now actually get a GIF or a little video whenever your UI automation fails after the fact. So if you have 100 VMs running unattended bots, you can very easily find the needle in the haystack and why a particular run failed using this brand new debugging capability. And this is a really great capability inside the platform. For Power Apps, we also had a whole bunch of new updates. It's the mixed reality one, which we've demoed already today with IKEA. Makes it possible to visualize 3D assets from a mobile or tablet device. This is the beginning of really bridging the gap between the physical and the digital world, making it possible so that you can start to interact and track in real time and in real space things out there. And it's just the beginning, and a whole bunch more improvements planned for mixed reality the rest of the year. Additionally, as I'm sure everybody is realizing these days, given the work from home situation, people are spending a lot of time inside of Teams. A lot of remote work is happening right now. For Power Apps, we have a brand new responsive template as well as deeper Teams integration, so you can more easily create Power Apps that run inside the Teams mobile app or the Teams desktop app. This makes it incredibly easy to leverage all of your great assets that you've created within Power Apps with the connectors, with the common data service, where your users and employees are today. Additionally, another great capability, which is we finally brought together Canvas and model-driven applications inside the single Power Apps player. So you can now launch either type of application and use either set of capabilities in a single player. And I know this has been a very long-standing request from our customers, so very excited to have this available today. And if you look at Power Virtual Agents, the last one we're going to look at before we dive into the demo, we have a great chatbot capability, which we announced last December, and have a bunch of new improvements to more easily reference Power Automate and other steps. We also have continued to extend and improve the different channels available inside of Power Virtual Agents. So it's now possible to integrate with users or employees in whatever form they prefer, making it possible to have your bots reach more and more users. And lastly, Power Virtual Agent also has great support. So you can now connect to all of our data connectors, over 350 of them, to not only expose information in your chatbot, but also take action. And this is important because we always talk about analyze, act, automate as the 3 A's for Power Platform. This allows you to act in response to user and customer information and not just expose information, which is a really important part to really transforming the process. So I know that was a lightning bolt of information, but we're trying to get through it in just 30 minutes. We have so much good news and a bunch more sessions for you today. And one of my favorite ways to show a lot of this, of course, is in a demo. So if I'll switch over to the browser real quick, I'm inside Power App Studio to just kind of set the stage. GSK is a big Power Platform customer and user, and they have a mobile application called Zero Accident Promotion, or ZAP, which is all about focused on tracking hazards in the workplace, as well as reporting and tracking fixes for those hazards. This is a mobile application that is running inside Power App Studio. That's why it has the boxing around the left and right. You can see I can easily drill through, and I get that rich map control that we announced at the VLE a month ago, as well as all the different ZAPs available near me and where I am physically. And this is great for a worldwide company like GSK, which is really focused on driving standardized processes across the entire company. And if I say go drill into one of these ZAPs, we can see that there's a bunch of information that loads about what the hazard is. I can go click through, and I can actually assess in a very structured way the risk score. And this is great because it makes it easy for all the frontline and first-line workers to have a single view of what it would take to actually, basically, if it's a big hazard or something that requires immediate attention. Because you can see as I click through here, the risk score updates. And at GSK, one of the great cultural elements they have is if you see something, do something. If you see a hazard, do something about the hazard. So you can also record the actions that you've done to go try to mitigate that particular hazard. And all of this is now tracked inside of an incredibly powerful Power App, connecting to all the different data sources that GSK already has on their backend. And for example, if I want to go drop on that map control, just to show how easy that is, you can just drag and drop and you get a map control right away, and you can bind all the data sources that you already are used to inside of Power Apps, and it just refreshes in real time. No rebuild, no republish, no recompile. Makes it very easy to build incredibly powerful data connected applications inside of the Power Platform. And what's great about this example, though, is like any digital transformation, it's not always that easy. And some parts of the business, they don't have mobile apps. And for them, they still use a form like this, pen and paper, which gets scanned and faxed and data entry. And in these cases where it's pen and paper, how do you marry that paper with the mobile application is where you can start to use some of the AI capabilities in the Power Platform. So here I'm inside of AI Builder now, and I have a model around forms processing, which allows me through machine teaching, where I upload a few example forms to train it. I can build a model which will detect fields in this digital paper. So say if I go upload this example, and what this is doing is it's going to go understand the format of the digital PDF, and this will allow it to extract key value pairs and understand the relationship between fields. It is a lot more advanced than what you would see in OCR, and we're just about to announce brand new supervised learning capabilities here as well. So if we look here, we can see that it knows that this is the observer's name, Ali Bellu. We can know their function, we can know what happened, and you can even see that it's understanding that risk score, the severity and the likelihood and the risk it computes. It can do all of this automatically and even go across multiple pages and understand tables, all just through AI and without having to write any Python or know anything about data science for all these forms that are out there. And of course, the model is only one piece. We have to act on that model, and that's where Power Automate comes in. We can see here inside the Power Automate Designer, I have created a flow that will run whenever a new scanned document, one of these things, arrives in an inbox. And whenever one of those documents arrives, I want to do a prediction using AI Builder, and I'm going to use that model that I just was testing and showing on the last screen. And what this does is it extracts all of the information from that form. So I can very easily know what happened, what the risk scores, things like that, and it stores it in a SQL database. And it turns out that SQL database I'm using right here is the same SQL database that I'm using inside of Power Apps. That's what's right over here inside the data connector side. We can see all the instances of SQL Server. So I'm able to go bring from paper over email with AI, insert in the SQL database, and empower frontline workers to basically have an experience on the go to record these issues and these hazards. So really easy way to gradually transform parts of the process. But it doesn't stop there. At GSK, if it's particularly risky and a particularly high hazard, Then they want to go run a process where they input the information into a legacy application. And for that legacy application, there is no API. For that case, whenever a Zap is created with a score above 8, they're going to have a trigger inside of Power Automate. They want to go run a UI flow. And what the UI flow is doing is taking the data from that SQL database and entering it into that legacy application. So if I click through here, we can see where I've already recorded a UI flow beforehand. And we can see it actually has screenshots of all the UI automations I've done, the mouse clicks, the keyboard inputs, and it flows the parameters from that SQL database all the way into that application. And what's great is this whole experience is very easy to build. I just drag and drop and build one of these UI automations without having to be a deep RPA expert. It's the same low-code experience that's accessible to pro devs, IT pros, and citizen developers like the rest of the Power Platform. And that's just maybe not the only part of it. There's another piece to it, which is maybe some of the users don't like using an app. Maybe they want a conversational experience. So GSK can also use Power Virtual Agents to integrate with Teams so that users can walk up and actually have a very conversational experience where they can ask about Zaps that are near them or assigned to them or they need to go action on. And this Zap bot will actually go connect to the backend using the same SQL database. It's all that one data store, no copying or anything like that. And you can even start to take actions right inside of Teams using adaptive cards to escalate, reassign, or resolve issues, all without having to be dropping into a different experience. And the way that's built is in Power Virtual Agents. I'm now inside the Power Virtual Agent Designer. We've kind of going across all the parts of the Power Platform. And we can see on the right-hand side of my screen, there's a very simple visual design surface to build these chatbots. The same way you build something in Power Automate, Power BI, or Power Apps, you can do it inside of Power Virtual Agents. And you can see right here, there's even individual steps where you can go call out to Power Automate to run workflows in the background. And on the left-hand side, you can see that there's something called tracing, which allows me to debug in real time my chatbot. And this makes it very easy to keep improving it iteratively and making the thing better and better over time. You can see how it triggered here. And this kind of is consistent with what you see across all the Power Platform. There's no build, there's no publish, there's no compile. Whether it's Power BI Desktop, Power App Studio, Power Automate, or Power Virtual Agent, it's always highly interactive, and that's key to going so quickly. And if I go over here, the Power BI, the kind of the capstone of the entire project is now that all this information is tracked inside of SQL, from the digital paper that comes in email with AI Builder, from the Power App that's out there as a mobile experience, from people who are taking actions through Teams. All that comes together to feed into a SQL database, which I can now build an incredibly amazing dashboard to understand what the major hazards are. And of course, this isn't real data from GSK, but I can go look and see, hey, at this particular location, the #1 hazard is trip false. And I can go through the different sites and physical locations to actually make determinations about procedural changes or management changes that maybe I need to do to go improve safety, which is so important to GSK and their workforce. So this ability to go get insights and intelligence on top of all the data you gather is only possible because GSK has digitized all different parts of that business process. And now if I zoom in here, this actually is a Power App down here as well. So I can do an analysis and then go take action through Power App. So again, I know that was a very rapid whirlwind tour of all of it, all the different pieces of Power Platform. But the one last thing, I call it the bonus demo, is I want to show the T-SQL endpoint. And this is not related to GSK. This is just an example of using it on top of the emergency response application that we built. We can see that I'm connected up here in the upper left to a common data service instance. And underneath tables in SQL Server Management Studio, this is the same one you used to connect to SQL for the last 20 years. I can see all of the entities are tables, and even all of the columns map to the fields stored inside the common data service. And things like relationships and primary keys are tracked. And what's great is I can write simple queries like this, which will go pull back. Let me just refresh my token. While I was waiting, it timed out. But basically refresh my login. And basically what this will allow me to do is I can very easily run a query, which will, or maybe I won't. Let's see. Just 1 second. That's the danger of, I guess, setting it up beforehand. So that's also how you know it's real. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, that's what it is. What it is. The just to save some time, the one other thing I would show real quick is inside of Power BI Desktop, we have the ability to also use a brand new T-SQL endpoint to do direct queries. So in this case, I can have an entire Power BI report, which can go look at all the data and relationships to very easily know all the different fields and basically data inside of the Common Data Service to build a real-time, highly immersive experience on top of the Common Data Service. So with that, I'm going to go kick it over to Arun to finish off the session, where Arun will go deep on Power BI as well as some of the other cross-Power Platform improvements.
All right, thanks so much, Charles. I'm really excited to talk to you about where we are with Power BI and where we're going, the areas of investment. We have a ton of exciting announcements to make today. I will cover some of these in my session right now, and we'll cover more of them in the Power BI sessions later. Ever since we started off with Power BI almost 5 years ago, we've been pretty much talking about just one thing, how we help our customers drive a data culture for everyone associated with the organization, their employees, their customers, their suppliers, and even their citizens. What I'm going to talk about today is our major areas of investment that we're putting in to help our customers drive our data culture. The first is really amazing data exploration experiences. And this is really the beating heart of Power BI. So here we're focused on two areas. The first is to make Power BI really simple to use by building on many of the experiences that billions of users around the world are already familiar with in Office. So we're taking a lot of cues from Excel, from PowerPoint, so that when you use Power BI for the first time, it feels instantly familiar and you're already at home. The second is just like Charles showed off in the Power Apps section, we're leveraging a lot of the AI capabilities that Microsoft has been investing in, but creating business user and business outcome focused experiences that really help you get insights from data, because we know that there's a lot of data out there, and a lot of the data is unstructured data, which is often harder to work with. So in this area, we have a bunch of exciting announcements today. The first is visual personalization. So what this does is that it helps an end user completely personalize the visual to exactly the way they want to see it. So an end user can go ahead and change the visualization type. They can change a dimension. They can change a legend. And what's really cool is Power BI maintains the connection between this personalized view of the end user back to the the original report and the original data model, so that even as the data model evolves, as the data set evolves, the report is still fresh and it's completely up to date. So you get the best of both worlds. The second area is we know that a lot of our customers really use our mobile experiences. It's very, very widely used, very widely deployed. So we're creating a brand new capability that helps you create amazing mobile experiences directly within Power BI Desktop and get that to end users. So that's good. That's available today as well. The third area I wanted to call out is just provide a sneak preview of something that's coming later this calendar year. So we call this smart narratives. It's the ability for Power BI to automatically summarize all the data on the page, to create a textual description of what's going on. So a business user can simply read the text and understand exactly what's happening with the data. What's really cool about this is as the user slices and dices the data, because we know that Power BI is a highly interactive experience, this explanation, the smart narrative continuously updates itself to provide the view for that particular product or state or any other dimension that is sliced and diced in real time. Very excited about our capabilities here. The second area of investment for us is to help our large enterprise customers scale Power BI to meet their most demanding enterprise BI needs. And this has been an incredible journey for us, because customers are deploying Power BI not just to tens or hundreds of users, but thousands, tens of thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of users. So capabilities in Power BI that help IT or BI centers of excellence manage Power BI at scale, deploy Power BI at scale, have the single source of truth in Power BI are really, really important. Things like enterprise-grade semantic models, where you can build very complex semantic models with hundreds of tables, complex relationships, and even thousands of calculations and KPIs that can be used around the company, not just in Power BI, but also in Excel or with any other BI tool, because we support the industry standard XMLA protocol. Pixel perfect paginated reporting, so the reports that show up in your mailbox in the morning can just be sent to the printer and it works exactly as you've designed it, or even real-time analytics. We have a bunch of exciting capabilities here as well to announce today. The first is we're bringing full application lifecycle management to Power BI. So this is going to be available in public preview this month. What it does is it allows you to take a Power BI application and move that from dev to test to production. It allows you to understand what's changed from one stage to the other, promote it when you're ready, and even understand the impact of some of these changes before you make those changes, and notify downstream users that these changes are coming. The second area is lineage and impact analysis. We know that customers bring over 45 petabytes of data to Power BI every single month, both from cloud and on-premise data sources. With lineage and impact analysis, which is becoming generally available this month, what it allows Power BI to do is trace where the data comes from, whether it's on-premise or from the cloud, which gateways it flows through, which data flows, which reports and dashboards. So you get an end-to-end data view of how your data flows throughout the organization. It also helps you understand the impact of potential changes before you make them. And the third area where we're going to provide some really exciting capabilities is around enterprise semantic models. We already shipped XMLA Read, which allows Power BI datasets to be reused across many BI tools and Excel as well. We just added XMLA Write, so you can use all your professional tooling that you use with analysis services directly against Power BI Premium. And the capability that I'm very, very excited to announce is composite models. So this has been the #1 ask of our BI customers for a couple of years. We've been working on it for a long time. What this allows our customers to do is allows IT to publish a central semantic model, and it allows any business user to be able to tailor that business model by bringing in local data or tweaking a measure or adding a new measure. So you really get the best of both worlds. You get the central source of truth with IT, but you get the flexibility for business to be able to tailor it to their unique needs. The third area we're investing in is really to take a lot of our BI capabilities and weave it deeply into the fabric of the organization. So that means that we have a strong foundation of trust with openness, compliance, and data protection. We're working with Power BI and the Azure data stack, so it's deeply integrated. Third is, as Charles talked about, we're working across the Power Platform to move from insight to action to automation. And then lastly, we're working closely with our friends in Office to be able to infuse Power BI across all of your collaboration experience in Office 365. A few exciting announcements here as well. The first is we've completely revamped our Power BI experience of Teams. So Teams has become really, really important, especially today when most of us are working from home. Power BI in Teams now allows you to have a very, very seamless experience with all of your Power BI assets. You can begin a Power BI conversation, a Teams conversation directly from Power BI, and you can also take actions in Power BI directly from within Teams using the new adaptive cards capability. The second is we are doing a lot of work with Azure Synapse Analytics. As you know, Azure Synapse Analytics is the next generation of Azure SQL Data Warehouse. It allows customers to bring in data, to put in the data warehouse, to build machine learning models, and visualize and analyze the data all in a single integrated development environment. We're going to provide a sneak preview of a major capability that will ship later this year, which is called usage-based optimization, where Power BI and Synapse work together hand in hand to analyze the query patterns of the users using Power BI and automatically build materialized views in Synapse so that it continuously optimizes for performance. So between Power BI and Synapse, they work hand in hand to learn from end user queries and continuously fine-tune the system. The third area, and my personal favorite, is the work we're doing with Excel. We know every Power BI user is also an Excel user. So here we're doing two things. One is we're bringing Power BI certified and promoted data sets or shared data sets directly natively to Excel. So you can discover them, build your pivot tables, all without knowing where the data set lives or having to have a connection string. And the second is we're actually allowing Excel to recognize data types that are in Excel that are bound to Power BI data sets. So this is going to be really, really exciting. It's also coming later this calendar year. I wanted to switch gears and talk about a few areas where we're investing across the Power Platform. The first is in our connectivity stack. We have over 300 connectors that connect to a wide range of data sources on premises or in the cloud. It allows you to work with data wherever it is. It allows you to respect the security model. This really makes it possible for you to work with any system you have, your ERP system, your CRM system, without making any changes and seamlessly extended with the Power Platform. The second area for us is that we're investing jointly with the Azure team. So you can drop from the low-code experience within Power BI or Power Apps or Power Automate into a full development experience with VS Code. So you can extend Power BI with Azure Machine Learning or Azure Analysis Services. You can extend Power Apps with Azure Functions. You can go from Power Automate to Logic Apps. This really gives you the ability to have a single platform where you can go from low-code to full code and really have a seamless no-clips extensibility experience. And the third area is that we know customers are deploying Power Platform solutions at scale. We're investing deeply in data protection, as well as security and governance to make it possible for you to manage our systems end to end. And we know that across the Power Platform, we're making a number of other investments that make it really easy for you to build, manage, and deploy these solutions at scale. We're not just focusing on the big ticket items, we've also focused on the smaller ones. So all of these features that you ask us for on Ideas sites, we deliver capabilities across the Power Platform so that it makes your everyday experience so much easier. So thank you so much for joining us at the Microsoft Business Application Summit. There are many exciting sessions to be for you to attend today. I encourage you to go join them. Thanks again, and hope you have a great MBAS.